Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 18th of October. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. Now, as ever, I'm going to give you the key strands for the week in a brief overview and then dive deep into each zodiac sign. So this week, the key features are that, yes, Jupiter and Mercury go direct on Monday. Jupiter is the planet of growth, of traditional astrology, of good fortune, and it's also the planet of expansion. So over the last 4 months, as it rewound from the sign of Pisces and back into the sign of Aquarius, we have found perhaps that some of our social aspirations have kind of been a case of 2 steps forwards and 1 step back. We can see in some parts of the world, for example, that COVID lockdown has been imposed in a much more stringent way, other areas a bit freer. But Mercury going direct in the sign of relating, Libra, is definitely something to appreciate. Also, the ruler of Libra, Venus, is in a fine link with Mercury and also Saturn this week. So those constructive relationships can really take a step forwards in a way which we're going to be pleased about. Also, Mars, the planet of passion, in the sign of Libra still, is forging an awesome angle to Jupiter for much of this week. So around a group situation or where we feel a sense of unity around a shared idea, again, a lot of thrust and speeding up. A contractual situation could also be resolved this week. But the Sun does square up to Pluto through the week. And Wednesday's full moon in the sign of Aries is kind of deep and passionate because of that square from Pluto to the moon and also the Sun. It's sort of pivoted in a T-square. And if there are deeper relationship problems around perhaps some leverage or coercion, or someone seems to always have to be in charge and not embracing the more equilibrium credentials of Libra, that could see some politics burst into the open, which may need to be resolved. And then on Saturday, the Sun returns for the first time in 11 months to the deep dive sign of Scorpio. Now, the whole progress of the planets through the sign of Libra has been very much the conversation. The movement of the Sun into the sign of Scorpio is to understand what that conversation was really about. So anything about shared resources, intimacy, sexuality, in terms of a more practical context, anything to do with investments, entrepreneurship, legacies, pensions, savings, all of these things can come under the astral microscope over the next 4 weeks. Now, please stay with me for your deep dive on each of the zodiac signs. But if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Also, if you'd like to get your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, I've been writing them for over 25 years. My work features around the world on some of the biggest platforms out there, so you can subscribe for free below. Or with year 2022 racing up quickly, grab your 2022 personal forecast. And if you order now, you'll get the rest of this year 3, plus a character analysis and 30% off. Please see the link beneath this video and gain searing insights for your prospects ahead. Hello Libra, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 18th of October. That Mercury and Jupiter go forwards on Monday is definitely something we can all celebrate, but particularly you. Mercury in our own sign, when it's in retrograde, suggests that certain strands we've been developing may have been a bit stop-start. Some of them may have actually made way for newer ideas. But if this has happened to you since the 27th of September, try to be philosophical about it. Actually, your original way of doing something may have evolved in a positive way. Also, if something hasn't worked out, it may be because it wasn't meant to. But if you are clear about particular creative targets, even if there's someone you really, really are drawn to romantically, The fact that Jupiter goes forwards on Monday too, but links with Mars in your sign, is such an energizing link. I think you really can feel very motivated and excited about all sorts of opportunities this week. Now, Venus, your ruler, is also forging two very collaborative links, one with Mercury, one with the steady eddy of the Zodiac, Saturn. This suggests some important conversations can take place. Obviously, Mercury is about communication, Venus about relating, Saturn, like Jupiter, in your fifth house of creativity, life joys, even romance, and of course Saturn can be more restrictive. But it suggests therefore that any conversations you have can have a sense of what you say is what you mean. But that brings us to the full moon of Wednesday. This full moon could see you over the next couple of weeks being accused by somebody of being too single-minded in terms of those goals and objectives that you've been trying to achieve. But anyone who really gets what you're trying to do is not going to throw that one at you. And the fact that tiny but powerful Pluto is pivoting in a T-square on both the Sun and the Moon suggests that if you feel someone is trying to use some kind of a coercion in order to put across their viewpoint rather than being more supportive of what you're trying to achieve, it could actually be very counterproductive. So whilst there's a lot of good energy this week, a lot of very progressive energy which can help you to gain traction, I feel what you're wanting and continuing to want is to feel that you're truly respected around the deepest part of your emotional being and needs. If you're getting that, your normal ability to just pivot, flex, meet people halfway, that's not going to be a problem. It's where someone really is overriding what you really are trying to achieve that you may decide to push back on, and that could be a relationship which comes under quite a challenge over the next couple of weeks. But on the other hand, if there are relationships developing positively for you, I think this can be a time of real excitement and positivity for you.